I overheard my husband whisper he'd leave me after the holidays. While I was wrapping gifts for our kids, she was wrapping presents when she overheard her husband whispering to another woman. The whisper that shattered my world. They say most marriages don't end with a bang, but with a whisper. I always thought I'd know when something was wrong. That I'd feel it, like a shift in the air, a drop in the room's temperature. But when my husband decided he wanted to leave me, I didn't feel anything at all. Because I wasn't supposed to hear it. It was 2 days before Christmas. Our house was glowing with warmth. Pine candles. Cinnamon rolls. Holiday cards from smiling people who probably had secrets of their own. I was wrapping the last few gifts for the kids in the study, door slightly ajar, holiday music humming low. That's when I heard his voice. Low. Serious. Almost defeated. After New Year's. I'll talk to her after New Year's. I froze. It was my husband. And he was in the next room, on the phone. I crept closer. Then I heard it. She'll be upset, of course. But it's not working anymore. I can't do this. I've already talked to her, and she understands. I want to be with her. I just need to get through the holidays. For the kids. Silence. Then a soft chuckle from him. No. She has no idea. She still thinks I'm hers. I stood there. Frozen. Wrapping paper still in my hand. The room around me seemed to blur. My brain couldn't catch up with my ears. He was talking about me. He was leaving me. And he wasn't alone. He had already talked to someone else. Someone who understood. Someone who wasn't me. I backed away from the door like a ghost. My hands trembling, my lungs forgetting how to breathe. I didn't cry. Not yet. Instead, I went back to the gifts. Cut the tape. Folded the corners. Smiled when the kids ran in to ask if Santa was coming early. I smiled. Because if I didn't, I might start screaming. Christmas lights and hidden lies. I didn't confront him. Not yet. Instead, I watched. I memorized his patterns, his tone, his choice of words. Every touch, every glance, every breath, analyzed under a microscope of betrayal. He made coffee the next morning like he always did. Added the cinnamon I liked. Asked me if we had enough wrapping paper for the stockings. Kissed my forehead and told me I looked beautiful. Beautiful. I wondered if he told her that too. Christmas Eve came and went. We sat by the fire with our 2 kids, sipping cocoa, opening one early gift like tradition dictated. He laughed. Held my hand. Tucked a blanket around my shoulders when I shivered. To anyone watching, we were perfect. But I wasn't watching him the way others did. I was watching the way he pretended. There was a flicker in his eyes now. Something restrained. Distant. Like he was already gone, but hadn't packed yet. That night, while he slept beside me, I scrolled through our photos on my phone. Vacations. Anniversaries. Messy birthday cakes. His hand always on my waist. My eyes always on him. Had it all been real? Or had he been slowly checking out of our life, one fake smile at a time? I looked at the man beside me, peacefully asleep. And I wanted to shake him. Scream into his face. But I didn't. Because our kids were still dreaming about reindeer. And I wasn't ready to destroy their Christmas. So I curled into a ball. And cried into my pillow, silently. Her name was Lauren. I told myself I wouldn't go through his phone. That I wasn't that kind of wife. But betrayal has a way of erasing the lines you swore you'd never cross. So when he took a shower the morning after Christmas, I opened it. He didn't even have a passcode. That stung more than I expected. It meant he was confident. Reckless. Careless. Because I didn't matter anymore. It didn't take long. Her name was Lauren. Just saved as L, like I wouldn't notice. But the messages were there. Weeks of them. Months. I wish I was waking up next to you. You smell like vanilla and heaven. She doesn't touch me like you do. After New Year's, I promise. Promises. Secrets. Pictures. God. There were pictures. Nothing explicit. Just intimate. Like a world where I didn't exist. I sat on the edge of our bed, the phone still glowing in my hand, my body numb. And then something inside me cracked. Not a scream. Not a sob. Just a quiet, cold fury. Because he had rehearsed this. Planned it. Timed it. He'd chosen the holiday season, knowing I'd be distracted with gifts, kids, traditions. He was waiting until it was convenient to leave me. When he stepped out of the shower, towel slung around his waist, he smiled. But I didn't. I just handed him the phone. Open. On the messages. He froze. Didn't even try to lie. He just closed his eyes. And whispered, "I'm sorry. But sorry doesn't fix shattered vows. Sorry doesn't erase months of deceit. Sorry doesn't undo Lauren." When the kids walked in, he stood there, dripping water onto the carpet, staring at the phone in my hand. I said nothing. Neither did he. Just two people in a silent war zone, standing between the ruins of trust and the edge of goodbye. Finally, he spoke. I didn't mean for it to happen. I laughed. A dry, cracked sound. You accidentally fell into someone else's arms for 3 months. She listened, he said. She made me feel seen. That stung. I saw you, I snapped. I've spent a decade seeing you. Carrying you. Raising your children. And you needed someone new because, what? I got tired? He looked down. I pressed on. You were going to propose to her, weren't you? His eyes widened. What? No. You told her you'd be with her after the holidays. He flinched. I heard you, I hissed. I was in the next room. Silence again. And then? Mom? Dad? Our daughter stood in the hallway. Pajamas. Bare feet. Wide, sleepy eyes. Behind her, our son rubbed his eyes too. We froze. Like statues caught mid-collapse. I dropped the phone. He stepped back. I knelt. Hey baby, I said gently, my voice cracking. Everything's okay. Go back to bed. She blinked. Are you crying? I wiped my face. Just tired, sweetheart. She nodded slowly. And then, quietly, she said something I'll never forget. Did Daddy make you sad? He choked back a sob. I looked at him. And I knew. No matter what happened next, something in our family had already broken. Something that no amount of pretending would ever fix. I gave him a choice. And he blinked. After the kids went back to bed, I stood in the kitchen, arms crossed, waiting for him. He lingered in the hallway. Like a man deciding whether to walk back into the fire or escape through the nearest window. I didn't cry anymore. I was done crying. Sit, I said, pointing to the table. He obeyed like a child caught stealing. I slid a napkin across the table. On it were 2 names. Mine. Hers. And one question written beneath in my handwriting. Who do you choose? He stared at it. I waited. 10 seconds. 20. A minute. Still nothing. He opened his mouth. Closed it. Ran his fingers through his hair. Finally, he whispered, I don't know. And that? That was worse than choosing her. Because if you love someone, you don't need time. You don't need pros and cons. You know. And if you don't? You already have your answer. I stood up. Took the napkin back. Crumpled it in my fist. Then don't bother choosing, I said. I'll do it for you. He looked up, startled. What does that mean? It means I'm not staying married to a man who needs to think about staying married. He didn't follow me to the bedroom. Didn't stop me when I grabbed a blanket and made a bed on the couch. I lay there in the dark, eyes wide open, heart pounding with rage and clarity. Somewhere down the hall, he shut the bedroom door. Like he still had the right to privacy. To peace. To sleep. The stranger who knew too much. The divorce papers came 2 weeks later. He didn't fight me on it. Didn't try to win me back. Didn't even pretend. He just agreed. Like we were dividing groceries instead of lives. We agreed on split custody, on paper. But in practice, I knew he wanted weekends and photos. Not scraped knees. Not parent-teacher conferences. Not 2 a.m. fevers. He moved into an apartment on the other side of town. Lauren didn't move in with him. But I knew they were still talking. I saw the way his eyes lit up when he got certain texts during pickup. Like he still had secrets, even with nothing left to hide. Then one day, 2 months into the divorce process, I got a message request on Facebook. From a woman named Angela. Hi. I don't mean to intrude, but I think we need to talk. It's about your husband. My ex-husband, I thought. Curious, and a little afraid, I replied. We set a time to speak. Angela wasn't Lauren. She was another woman. A coworker. Apparently, my husband had been flirting with her too. He'd even asked her out, twice, while we were still married. She turned him down both times. But it got worse. She told me she had overheard him bragging to another male colleague that he had options. Said I was checked out and boring. That Lauren was just the beginning. That he deserved more. My hands were shaking when I hung up the phone. Not because I was shocked. I wasn't. Not really. But because I had built my life with a man I never truly knew. A man who wore masks even in his sleep. And the scariest part? I loved him once. I chose my kids over my pride, and took back my life. It started with a call from the school. There was a woman here asking about your daughter. She said she was a relative, but she's not on the pickup list. My blood went cold. Did she say her name? Yes. Lauren. I saw red. How dare she? How dare he let this happen? She wasn't family. She wasn't anything. And yet she had the audacity to show up at my child's school, like she belonged? I called him. He didn't answer. I texted. If that woman comes near my kids again, I swear to God. He replied instantly. She didn't mean any harm. She just wanted to meet them. That was it. The last thread snapped. I contacted my lawyer the next morning. Filed for full custody. Attached the school incident. Attached Angela's statement. Attached screenshots. Photos. Evidence of a man who had become reckless, unsafe, and selfish beyond measure. The court date came. He looked tired. Pale. Not the man I once knew. Maybe because he finally saw what it looked like when the woman he thought he could break, refused to stay broken. I got full legal custody. He got supervised weekends. The judge said he could petition for more time later. But he didn't. He vanished from their lives slowly. One missed birthday. One canceled weekend. One unanswered call at a time. Now, it's been a year. Our house is smaller, but quieter. Warmer. My daughter sleeps through the night again. My son smiles more. I still flinch when I hear a certain ringtone. Still wonder if I'll ever trust someone that deeply again. But I also know this. I survived. And in surviving, I became someone stronger than I ever intended to be.